Hi, I'm Real Genetic Demon, and this is What's on the Tape, Season 2, Volume 10, and that's the last for the moment, actually. I'm going to take a couple of weeks break while I do a few other videos and actually try and catch up with some things, so this is the last one for a couple of weeks anyway. But I thought I'd do a big one, possibly a topical one, to be fair. So I've dug this one out. This came from a fairly logical person. If you can look at the list, we've already got quite a fair understanding what we've got out on here. So we've got Manic Miner, Jetpack, Zoom, Death Chase, and General Election. Well, considering what's going on with the country at the moment in the UK and the wranglings around Brexit, I thought General Election was quite a good game to have a little look at. I've never seen it before, actually, so I'm quite looking forward to that. We have seen Manic Miner and Jetpack and Zoom and Death Chase before, but they're good, and so we'll give them a go anyway. So this is a TDK tape. I'll be on 1979 again, which was when it was made. Well, let's see. I'll just check that, but I'm sure it will be. Yeah, there's quite a few of these. This person must have just had like a massive collection, or bought at least a 10-pack of them. So yeah, 1979 down the bottom there. So we've got this one to do, and as usual, oops, as he knocks the camera for the first time in ages, and knocks it again, oh, you can tell it's towards the end of the season, can't you? So we got that one, but we've also got a backup. Now, somebody will not object to this one, because one side is the Spectrum version, and one side is the other one, it's the Amstrad. It's Spin Dizzy. This was given away by... I'm not entirely sure which company gave this away on the front of their magazine. But yeah, Spin Dizzy. It's actually not a bad game, Spin Dizzy, so I'm quite looking forward to having a little whiz on it. I played it on the Amstrad, and I think I might have played it on the Vega as well, and I think I played it on the Commodore 64, funnily enough. So without further ado, we'll pop this in the drive, and we'll have a go. Hi. Right. Okay, I am back. Let's go with. I mean, if the tape is cassette, the case is anything to go by, and they were fairly methodical. This particular person, they didn't put anything on side B. They were really strange though. They kind of only did side A, and then they would put bits and pieces on it. Anyway, if it's anything to go by, it says Manic Miner first. So let's go with this and see if we can load up Manic Miner. Manic Miner. Don't think it was. It's Matthew Smith's or Matt Smith's creation. A very good creation at that. And some people don't like it. It's a fair comment. You know, there are other platforming games, but I kind of like it. I like the difference between the rooms. It's a single room thing. It's very much fits in with what I see sometimes as the Spectrum's kind of forte, which is those kind of single screen arcade bits and pieces. We might get some sound though, because that's taking a little while. Oh no, we're here. Yeah, but what I think it really sets in is that kind of single screen sort of arcadey style thing. However, that's not to say that there aren't other games that kind of work really well with in the styling, sort of moving around, whatever else it is. But I just think they do work quite well. Yeah, it's classic Manic Miner. I just thought that's kind of cool, that. I'll turn the volume down just a touch so you can't hear it in the background. No headphones for me, just straight to a microphone and straight in front of the screen. That and my recording stuff and all the other bits that go with it. Tons and tons of toys, loads of toys. Yeah, I just like it. I think it's a good game. I think Manic Miner is one of those classics. I think everybody's got a copy though, don't they? I don't think it's that rare that you can't find a copy. It's not rare. It's sought after. It's one of those sought after games. Quite a lot of people seek it out and wish to play Manic Miner, or at least own a copy of it. I think I've probably got about 3, to be honest with you, but different versions. I think it was Software Projects he sold it to, as well as Bug Bite at the same time. He did the same with Jet Set Willy. Can you imagine doing that nowadays? So you write a game, so Grand Theft Auto, say 5, just to pick on anything, and you don't just sell it to 2K, but you sell it to Activision too, and you sell it to EA as well, and you rebrand slight elements of it, a few assets. I don't think it would wash quite the same way nowadays. This is equivalent to AAA gaming, though. This we're looking at right now. Need a rant about AAA gaming, but we're gonna avoid a rant on AAA gaming. So we're gonna see, as we're gonna say, we're gonna see some. I think Was this a 16-bit, 16-bit, 16K or a 48K game? I can't remember. It feels like it should be, because of the levels of detail in each level. Feels like it's a 48K. I think it probably is a 48K game. Next one is Jetpack, which is just a 16K game. A beautiful game. Also one of the games that came on the Spectrum ROMs. If you ever saw those, was there only about 10 or 12 of those? They're pretty rare, actually, and they're really did you know something? They're really. I wish I'd got one when I was a kid. I had the opportunity to sort of buy one. You know, it was kind of they dropped in price. Nobody wanted them, and they weren't particularly popular. So, especially in my city, you know, this is a peripheral that most people wouldn't buy. It was just a bit too expensive for most. So when it came to that sort of price drop, I should have got one, because I think they're quite cool, actually. I think they're a lovely little thing, and I like the way they've got cartridges and things like that. And there's a slightly different loading screen, I think, for some of them. Or certainly it says just press a key instead, so the screen just appears instantaneously, and it says press a key. Just looks really cool. We've got Zoom with a double Z, so it appears last on the shelf, as somebody pointed out to me. That's why it's there. Death Chase, I'm assuming this is 3D Death Chase, another 16K game, an absolute cracking game, and then General Election, which is I have no idea what it's going to be about. I'm going to assume politics of some sort, yeah, we're going to press enter. Here we go. Can I remember keys? There we go. So we're going to see if I can get out the first cavern, because I have a bit of a tendency when I'm yakking away not to be able to get out the first cavern. There we go. So there we go. Yeah. Oh God! So the idea is very simple in Jet Set Willy. In the same thing as Jet Set Willy, really. But Manic Mine, the idea is you've got to finish each cavern in turn and collect all the flashing items, or in this case of this room, keys, to escape. So you're basically gone into these mad mines that and seeking your fortune, which is what you do, of course. And of course the sequel is Jet Set Willy, where of course you've made all your money. It's got one of the most iconic covers, if you ask me, as well, Jet Set Willy. The fact that Manic Miner Willy here is vomiting into a toilet with a bottle of champagne in his hand, with the butler coming through the door, I think with yet another bottle of champers, to celebrate your sort of victory of whatever else you're doing. You know, it's quite a cracking and stunning thing. I'm surprised nowadays there'd be probably a public outcry about, you know, drinking and vomiting and things like that, but back in the day that was all okay. It's a bit like the Game Over poster. The Game Over poster featured a sort of strapping warrior man and a warrior lady, but she was a little exposed. Her top was a little bit too a little bit too can't get burn up that way. Yes. I love doing it that way. Speedier out the room, you see, more points. But yeah, she was slightly exposed and sort of showed a little bit too much nipple. Yeah, we'll go with the word nipple. A little bit too much nipple, really. So again, public outcry. However, there must have been some kind of outcry, because there is actually a version where she's got like metal plates over the said nipples. There must have been some kind of outcry about it. I had it adorning my wall, actually, as a kid. It was my poster on my wall in my bedroom. However, to be fair, I had a lot of gaming posters on my wall. That one did take pride of place, to be fair. There we go. Oh, I'm doing well here. Do you know what? This is down to playing far too much Jet Set Willy on all the game tapes that everybody has. Manic Miner. Manic Miner is one of the most commonly, I think, one of the most commonly copied games that was sort of on there or out there. Can you imagine? It almost goes through my mind that it's possible that there are probably as many copied versions of Manic Miner out there, or there were at the time, as there were actually sold. However, it didn't matter, because it was a great game, and I think they continued to sell regardless. I think you'd have had this, and you'd have wanted a copy. I know I would have done. Right, like that. I think I have to do that. Yeah, I need to go this way. There is a route out of here. Ah, that's it. There must be a poke for this. Oh, Eugene's lair. I hate this one. See, what happens is when you grab the last item, Eugene falls from the ceiling to cover the exit, which is right below him. So if you see, that's Eugene there. Right, now I'm on. Oh, God. Damn it! Timing bad. Okay, this is a real timing one. This takes a bit of expertise. This one, well, none of which I actually possess. Oh no! Damn it! Timed that wrong. Damn you, Eugene. I'm concentrating now. Doesn't happen very often. Have to admit, I'm really loving my production line Spectrum. It's really kind of, it's a cracking product. It's loading everything I wanted to load because it's more akin. Oh, that was close. It's more akin to the 128K, the last generation 128K that Sinclair made. So it doesn't have the funny memory stacks that my plus 2As have. This is I think this is a B in the comparison. Yep, there we go. Sugar. Oh well, that was a bit of a shame. I'll start trying to be clever there and get that last one. Right, okay, let's move on. So this should be, according to the thing, it's not so much fun when they're not such a surprise, to be honest with you. But I needed some heavy hitters to finish off with. Not so much fun when we know what they are. So we got Jetpack Zoom, Death Race, and General Election to come. So I did pick it up recently on eBay, and I've never played it before. I think I was the only bidder for it. I mean, this kind of tells you a lot about some of these games. It was called 1984. Now I think it's also it's an Orson Welles book, isn't it? 1984, Big Brother and all that. Anyway, it's a kind of a harking back to that in the sense of the game. The game itself is again about running government, and I just thought. Do you know somewhere? It called my name. It said buy me now. So I put in my bid of £1.50. And I think it was £1 for packaging and whatever else. So I thought £2.50 isn't too bad for the whole thing. And I thought that somebody actually bid against me because there was a few other ones that I'd had with this previous seller that had been beaten by a few pennies. But I wasn't overly upset by. But I thought I'd give this one a bid and see if we could do this. And yeah, it turned out to be not bad at all, to be honest with you. I quite liked it. So yeah, Jetpack. I love Jetpack's loading screen. This is an old-fashioned way of doing it as well. Sort of where you see it rather than turning it all the inks black and the screen's black until you fill it with the colours. So yeah, it's really good. It's good. But yeah, so General Election and 1984. Well, I saw General Election as well actually, but I didn't get that one. But they called to me and they said, buy me. Gotta do something interesting with it. Right. Okay. This is a brilliant game. This is a game that got a remake, and you know what? The older version's better than the remake by a long way. You can actually get. I'm sorry, I'm still getting over the chesty element of a cough at the moment, actually. I had the cold the other week, and that chesty sort of element of a cough is still there. But anyway, yeah, this is one of those games that where I don't think the remake is anywhere near as good as the original. The original is it's superb. Graphically, it's good. It works really well. I've seen the ZX81 version of this, though. It's quite impressive, actually, considering what they've been able to do with that sort of small amount of space. However, I believe it's still a 16K game. I think you have to do something with that. So, definitely an interesting one. Now, it's available on the Rare collection, I think it is, on because Rare Ultimate became Rare. which then was part of Nintendo, and then ultimately now is owned by Microsoft. Have they broken away recently? I get the feeling they have, but they probably haven't. I may be wrong. Anyway, so they kind of they set the standard for this, and this is just a great game. Let's just play. So the idea is first you've got to build your little shuttle up, and I can't remember my keys. Damn it! That's the ones. There we go. So you got a little laser. You basically got your little spaceman, and he has to build his spaceship. Now, what I really liked about this game is not just building your spaceship, because the levels don't really change. The bad guys that are flying around it do. You have to get your fuel to then refuel your ship, and I think it takes 4 or 8 pieces of fuel. One of the two to build it. I think it's 8. And you refuel it. And it's just proper arcadey, this. A 16K game, proper arcadey, really simple. However, once you get through, I think it's 4 stages. You get through 4 stages, you end up with a section where the ship changes. So this is like U1 of the ships, then there's a U2, U3, and I think it's a U4, and I think it then just loops around, because of course it's just a high score arcade game. Did this ever appear on anything else? I wonder. I know it's played on the ZX81, but that was a variation of it. That was a new version. Did it appear on the Amstrad? I'm not sure. I also don't know whether it appeared on the Commodore 64. I know it appeared on the BBC. Baz Harding played that. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description below to his YouTube channel. He played that, the BBC version of it. In fact, I think he may have played a few versions of it, actually. But by far and away, the Spectrum version is the definitive version, is the game to play. So you see, we've landed our ship on our next planet with these little fuzzy things, who are really annoying, these fuzzy aliens. We'll go pick up a jelly bean for extra points, or some goo. Maybe it's green goo we picked up there for extra points. So as long as nothing drops on the bottom, we're okay. I love the fact that the screen loops around, so you can fly off one side of the screen and appear the other. How it's a very dangerous manoeuvre. You're better off heading straight across the screen, because you never know what's going to fly out the edge of it, you see. Oh, I'll get that while I'm at it. Get as many points as I can. I always kind of find that sitting at the top corner is one of the safest locations, because everything seems to go on down below. However, it doesn't necessarily follow. There's a level with jet planes that appear later on that just sort of home in on you. They fly right at you. They're nasty little pieces of work. Okay. Oh, you nasty, nasty, nasty furry thing. Look at it. It's going. It's whizzed past me there. Right, I need to get down here now. Here we go. We're away. Another stage finished. Not even. I don't think I've lost a life yet. I'm doing well. Unbelievable for me. Okay. Fuel. Oh no. Go away. They've kind of got a random movement, these ones. They are very nice. They can actually sneak up on you. Alright, okay. Ah, not so bad so far. One of these, it was one of the few games that I repeatedly went back to. You could, because you could play with friends, and you could repeatedly go back to, and you get, your mates to play this, and you just did it. Look at the radiation thing flashing. It was a good one, because you just load it up and you just play, and it's basically a purely down a point scoring exercise. Who's the best? Points are just one of those great things. These are the days when trophies didn't exist, so you didn't get trophies or achievements on games. This is you little monkey! Snuck past my laser, but thankfully I've loaded it up already. We're ready to go. First life gone. I think this is the next level where we've got the horrible sort of things that shoot at you in all directions to kind of home in and attack. Yeah, there they are. They're not so bad, because you can kind of guess what they're trying to do. They're just going to come straight at you wherever possible. So it's not particularly they're not particularly dangerous. You just know that once they go in that white colour, that they're coming flying at you. So you know that they're coming to try and get you at that point, and then they kind of do this sort of homing attack movement. But thankfully they move up and down into your view, sort of, you know, your way of where you are. So you're not going to get into any trouble. They kind of fly straight. They can't change back direction on themselves. So they only go one way, which is kind of useful. Yeah, look at that. We're getting this filled up nicely. I tell you what, though, for me, this has been a lesson in. Oh, somebody played a clever one there. Flew down with the last fuel and got in. Yeah, this must be showing off a little bit here for a change. Here we go. So this is U2. So this is our second ship, which looks more like a shuttle or something similar. You know, sort of those kind of styles. Ooh, hello, little aliens. I've come to your planet to shoot you all. Maybe they just want to be my friends. I don't think so somehow. Whoa! Oh, you sneaky little beast. There we go. Oh, I'm liking this one. I'm liking. Do you know so? I'm enjoying these couples so far. Doing really well in that first on a Manic Miner, and now we're having a lovely session on Jetpack. Is it Ashby Computer Graphics Games? Somebody correct me in the comments below, because I always forget their exact name. Because it's ACG. ACG? Ashby Computer. Yeah, that's right, ACG. Because that's the name of the key that you get in Attic Attack as well. That's what key you're trying to make when you're leaving an Attic Attack. Now there's a new version. Somebody's done an isometric version of that called Tick Attack, which is like Attic Attack in reverse. I think it's Tick Attack. It looks really good. Haven't had a chance to try that one yet. Must give it a whirl. Been really busy recently. It kind of. I must also give a bit of apology, because I'm usually do sort of about 6 to 8 videos a week, putting them out. And I've been through kind of a new job. In fact, in the last 6 months, I've been through 3 jobs. Not because I can't keep them, but because of the various things that went on with them. So I've been through quite a few jobs recently, and I've now found a nice job that I'm happy with. I'm managing my own sort of department and whatever else. It's very happy where I am. But yeah, I had a little bit of trauma in the sense of my last company went to administration, or one of the companies I went to administration, and the one in between wasn't quite right. So I had to sort of start again. So yeah, it hasn't been. It's been a bit traumatic. So I'm lacking a bit of holiday. I haven't got the time that I used to have, which is a bit of a shame. I'd really like more time, sort of more free time to do various things, but just not getting it at the moment. Not for any, not because of, for anything other than the fact that it's just busy. I've got lots and lots on. Can't move for the things that I need to do. So yeah, it's fine. It's bad. It's bad and it's good. I'm not really complaining. I'm just complaining because the only thing I'm complaining about is that I'm not getting the time that I'd like to do it. Now, I always like this level because I think the ships look a little bit like the Millennium Falcon. In fact, probably very much more like the more modern version, with the escape pod on it that appeared in Solo recently. I always think this is sort of the Millennium Falcon level. I'm doing really well here. I can't even remember what the next spaceship looks like. If I can carry on, might be able to see that too. Getting much better. If you've noticed, if you've been watching my videos since the beginning, and anybody who has, thank you very much for putting up the terrible quality of some of the sound on the early videos. But if you're watching the videos and you've been watching since the beginning, you'll notice that the one of the things really hard to do is because I do these as we're playing them. It's running as we're doing it. One of the things that's really hard to do is actually talk and actually have something to say while actually playing the game. A lot of people, if you watch on YouTube, you'll find that a lot of people pre-record their video, play the game beforehand, and then do their talky bit over the top. Well, I do my talky bit as I actually play the game. So when I go, oops, it's because I'm actually genuinely playing the game. I'm getting much better at it, though. Much better. Oh, look, little froggy things. Well, they look like little froggy things to me, anyway. Maybe they're owls. Froggy owl things. Look, they're all queued up to try and get me. That's my sore mistake, because I killed too many of them, and they can reappear. That's why the edge is a bad place to be. Got me again. Oh, no. Fly, little bird. Fly, little man. Fly. Oh no, little froggy things are nasty. I know I got to the... When I was a kid, I used to be able to get to at least the next, and maybe even the 4th ship. But as you see, this is perfect for the Spectrum. This is perfect. Arcade goodness at its best. This is perfect. Oh no, frog! No. Oh, damn it! Game over just as I was going to drop the last one in there. Oh, 1983, cracking game. Love it. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Come on then, let's go. Next game. They've all worked lovely thus far. We've all loaded really brilliantly. And they've all worked absolutely fantastically. And we're now up to Zoom. This is one I quite like, actually. I'm sure it has the music for Dam Busters at the beginning of it. This is an Imagine game that I always feel is a bit underrated. It's a shoot-'em-up of sorts. You drive a sort of skiff-like... sort of going Star Wars there on that. Skiff-like, sort of something that floats just above the surface of things. Almost like a hovercraft type tank. And then you must help protect the refugees as they escape whatever tyranny they're escaping, and shoot down planes and tanks and I think submarines at a certain point. Pardon me. Submarines at a certain point. So this is quite a good game, actually. I do recommend this one. These are a few of the games. You know, the thing is that the reason they're copied is the reason that people got them. You know, they were really good games. They are good games, and they continue to be good games. This being one of them. Shame it's got no loading screen though. And I feel as well the cover for this is pretty bad. It's like a big sort of emblem. It's like a trophy emblem or something similar, or a medal. And it doesn't do it the justice that it required. Now I don't know if people actively chose Imagine games back in the Imagination games or Imagine games, sorry, back in the day. I remember one particular one, which was Green Beret. That was a game, but that was Russian Attack, a clone of, renamed as Green Beret. Brilliant on Specky. Really enjoyed that game. Really good game. And the thing is, that was Imagine. They did do some big titles as well. I do remember that. They did Mickey, didn't they? The one where he goes around trying to collect love hearts to get his girlfriend to love him. It's a very weird game. It's an arcade game conversion, another arcade game conversion. But this is some of their homebrew stuff. This is their in-house development things. This game Zoom, and I'm not sure that whether these were first or second in the scale of things, and whether or not they actually were one of those games that sort of, would you actively seek out the brand or maker? I don't think I did as a kid. I used to like Mastertronic games, but they were budget games, and that's, you kind of knew where you were at with that. Games by Virgin, when they did Virgin games, they were always a bit hit and miss. And then you had Firebird, Silverbird, and other ranges there, which was British Telecom. Again, what an amazing thing for British Telecom to get out of. They got out of gaming in its heyday in the UK. They could have been... Well, I mean, I know they're a £1 billion company in the sense of the telecommunications, but video games is $1 billion, several billion dollar. You know, I mean, what's it? Somebody said recently. I was watching a video about somebody, and they suggested that I think it's the chief executive or whatever else it is of Activision's worth. You know, it's worth $7 billion. That's a lot of money from gaming. That's an awful lot of money from gaming. I'm not sure it's all from gaming, but that's a lot of money from gaming. But yeah, British Telecom got out of that. You know, they with their Firebird and whatever else it was range. They just got out of it. Here we go. Yeah, it's Dam Busters. Yeah, I'm just doing the tune badly. Right, let's press the key. Right, okay, I can't remember the keyboard, but we'll give it a go anyway. Press enter to make your selection. Right, let's see if I can work out the keys. That's my shoot. That's down. That's left. There's up. There we go. Yeah, so basically you've got right, that's left and right. Okay, sorry, finding it. So basically you shoot down these planes as they come in, protect the little guys at the bottom. See, there you go, little refugee at the bottom. Hello, I'm protect me. I'm a refugee. And you just protect them. And you shoot down the missiles, and you've got shields. If you go too far with your dip back, because you are a little tank that's running along the road or across the sea at any particular point, you basically do yourself damage, and you just keep going basically until the attack ends. Now, if you look, the attacks on the side screen, a massive number of them. It's what's it, over 100,000. So you could almost get 1 million attack runs basically. So it's a repetitive arcade shooter over and over again. But I think it's a very underrated little gem. It's quite good fun when you play it. It's not bad at all. You can kind of really get into it. I think I played it on my channel. I ended up playing for like 20 or 30 minutes for just for fun, and I really liked it. And of course, if you get bored, you can always shoot these guys. Look, you can fly in the air like that. But you're meant to be protecting them from the other things. There we go. Brilliant. I'm getting my shields damaged here. And the only one thing to watch out for is if you push your nose cone down too far, you break it and you die like that. So they're kind of attacking the refugees and they're attacking you as well. So, and the refugees just a bit stupid. They just march through any old rubbish that's on the screen. So that's just not very good. Anyway. Oh look, they're all blown up there. Oh, it's coming right out, mate. There we go. So that's all there is to it. I'm not gonna go into any much more detail because, to be honest with you, if you've seen it, if you want to see it, it's on my channel. I'll put a link in the description below. Again, if I because it's one of those things that it's not a bad game. I can't complain about it. I really like it. I think it was underrated. I think it's a little bit of a gem. There's plenty of copies out there. If you go on eBay, you can find it. You know, get yourself your emulator on. You know, download a copy from Spectrum Computing or something similar. You'll find it easy enough, and just give it a try. I think it's worth it. It's definitely worth it. Right, okay, we're going to skip now to the next game, so I'm just going to restart Specky, and we're going to try loading the next one, which is one of my absolute faves. There are a few that are in my top 10, but I still put in my top 10, and do you know something? I have a very movable top 10. You can always change your mind. I think that's the important thing about gaming. You know, if you liked it one week and then the next week you don't like it, well, that's human nature. You get to change your mind. You know, things change. You know, the thing about it is that I have to admit that this is in my top 10, a fluctuating top 10 of Spectrum games that sort of float around the ideas. And one of the other games that's in my top 10, if I'm honest, is a game called New Venture, and I love that. It's on my channel. Have a look. It is basically it's a shop simulator. You basically have I think it's 6 different goods. One that sells all year long, and then you have one for each season. You know, for so spring, summer, autumn, and winter. So those goods only sell at that time of the year. I mean, but sometimes people have a rush on things. Sometimes, and then you have one that's infrequent. It sometimes sells, and then you basically have to make money. But it's really 80s driven. It's kind of a game that appears in the 80s. Now, if anybody's got a copy out there, original copy, I would love to get hold of a copy. Let me know if you have, because I really want the original New Venture. I'm really, really, really desperate to find a copy in the wild. I still haven't done that. Anyway, but it's just about that sort of, and as I say, it's really 80s in its style, because it talks about politics of the time and the sort of the Thatcherite government, the threat of Cold War. In fact, there is a possibility that during the game, nuclear war breaks out, and if you haven't got yourself a fallout shelter, which is sold to you by Dodgy Ken or something similar down the pub, almost on a weekly basis, because that's what it kind of has, this weekly thing where it tries to flog you a dodgy item, I reckon, because it sells you a Jag car. I mean, it's really British. It's like Jag. But yeah, if you don't buy the fallout shelter and nuclear war breaks out, well, that's it. You're stuffed. You know, you can't continue you can't continue selling things from your shop. And the aim of the game is to get to make enough money that you can get the Falcon, which is like the ultimate car. It's just the business. Anyway, now I've got to remember the keys, but this is a fantastic game. I have the original. In fact, I've probably got it twice or three times. If I can remember the keys, though, this would be handy. Right, okay, keys. Don't be cursors. That's accelerate. Oh no. No, it's cursor keys. Right, where's my shoot button? There's the shoot. Where was that? Oh, I can't remember the keys! There's the shoot. Where's the left and right? Damn. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Basically, though, the game of this game, when I get myself moving again, is that you are a ranger of sorts. You're a hired gun, and your idea is that you must kill these horrible other bikers because they're invading your territory. And I love this because as it goes on, you get what's known as night patrol. There's one. And you get the helicopter, you get extra points, and basically you're getting paid money for your services to whoever the warlord is that owns this particular territory. And it gets more and more. When they get into range, it gets more and more difficult as things happen. And it's brilliant because it's just a proper little arcade game. It just works so well as an arcade game. It runs really nicely, it plays really nicely, and it suits really nicely. Another 16k game. It gets more and more difficult, more trees appear. Very simplistic, but you know what? Some of the best arcade games are very simplistic. I would even go as far as to quote that Pac-Man is effectively a simplistic game in the sense of what it does. Yes, there is AI there to do with the ghosts and how they behave. However, they have very simple rules and regulations. This particular game, this one running through here, yes, it's randomised, it's different, the number of trees. I mean, but the thing is, I used to play this for hours and just pretend I was driving my motorcycle through the forest, you know, and trying to shoot down these bad guys and whatever else it is. And it worked really well, and it's a really good game. Really like this one. Another one of these games in my top 10 of fluctuating specky games. So really like that one. Right, okay, so we are on to General Election. So, I'm interested to see what this is. It may be very boring indeed, to be honest with you. I wonder if we could set up our own party. Yeah. We've already got the monster raving looning party, don't we, anyway, in this country? I don't even know what the loading screen's going to be like. It might be just very boring, the statistical. I've got a game on my side called Dallas, which is about oil strategy game. I haven't had a chance to play it yet, but it sounds really good. I saw it and I was like, God, I'm going to have Dallas. I mean, they were talking about when Dallas, the game, was out. It was the same time as, obviously, Dallas, the TV series, the 80s sort of, excess and riches of the oil barons of Dallas. So yeah, kind of looking. I'm kind of looking forward to trying it. I just don't have the time for it. There's another one that I've got as well over the other side of the room, and I'm not going to get it. I'm going to leave it there. But there's another game I've got. It's a space strategy game. And it just looks really good. I can't remember its name now. So we've got Liberal, Conservative, Labour, SDP. Oh, so this is going to be. Oh, who's that? Is that the lady? It's the lady of the lady of the Iron Lady herself, Mrs. Thatcher. Could very well be. She looks she's got a bit goofy teeth, hasn't she? Bug Bite, really? Bug Bite, God, did they produce some weird games? Bug Bite, 1983. Did anybody have this game? I need to know. I need to know if in the comments below if anybody actually had this and ever actually played this before, because I haven't. And as I say, I missed out on it in the on eBay by a couple of pounds or a couple of pennies or something like that. It was literally probably 50p, but I wasn't on at the time. I wasn't bidding. I don't have the app on my phone because it's too tempting to buy things. Yes, absolutely. So I get the emails and I can't remember my password because it's like over 23 characters long, because long passwords are good, small passwords are bad. So mine's over 23 characters long, and I have no idea what it is off the top of my head. But so I can't even go on the website and go, I wish to continue bidding for this. So I lost out because they were all kind of like 2 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon, and I was out at the time. So I just lost out, and I was really upset because there was a couple of games that I wanted there. There was one called Pause, which had this beautiful picture of a wolf on the front of it with sort of white fangs, and it was like all in black and white. There's wolf white fangs, and it had blood dripping from them, and it just looked amazing, and I just wanted it for the cover. And then there was an ocean game, a Moon Buggy. That's what I wanted, Moon Buggy. I went for stupid amounts of money that, from my point of view. I went for about £5. I mean, I know I'd put £3.50 down, but a fiver? Really? But that had a nice cover as well. I really like the cover of that, and I have to admit, I do like Ocean's covers. They did splash out on that cover art, didn't they? They really did. One of those things that they did splash out on. So, Liberals. I'm guessing there's no Liberal Democrats. What was the SDP? I can't even remember what that was. I can't remember that party. Liberals. I assume that became the Liberal Democrats. Yeah, well, right, okay. Written by Ian Watson and D. Wolf. I wonder how this is going to work. It's either going to be a full-on, like, trying to be a professional strategy, or it's going to be a parody of some sort. I'm hoping for parody, because that would be quite nice, but you never know. You never know. Not sure that is Thatcher there, Could be. It's about the right time. It's about the right time. Was there a general election in 83? I have no idea. We must look for that. We'll find out. We'll find out if there's a general election in 83. Let's see. General election 83. We'll do a quick search on that. Right, okay. 1983. Yeah, there was. Wow, there was one. There was one. Well, I'm quite surprised by that. It was a good turnout as well, actually. 72% of the population turned up for that one. Very good. How many players? So I have to play against... I'm going to play against myself, so we're going to go with 2. Select your party. Oh, no. Don't make me choose a party. I'm going to... See, I don't really have any politics. I'm one of these swing voters. I kind of vote for whoever I feel is appropriate at the time. Or whatever suits my personal views at the time. So, I'm going to say Liberal at the moment there on that one because whatever else is, we'll do the other one, whatever that is, the SDP. No idea what that is. Right, okay. Scotland, Northwest. It's like a dice game? How's that work then? Roll the dice. The SDP go first. He's got a 6. Party strategy. Enter 1 to 23 for 3 moves. 1. Glasgow by-election. Okay. What the hell is this all about? Hang on. It's a board game. So the Libs are winning it all thus far. Pollock, Glasgow, safe. Right. I don't understand how this is working. A Lib gain. Right. So I don't know how that works on the scale of things. Hang on a second. I've got to move a small child from the house. I didn't realise he was in. Hang on a second. No, small child. You must leave. What are you saying?
D.
D. Yes, absolutely. Okay, right. Back in a second. Come on. I didn't even know the door was open. Okay. Sorry about that. Back again. He snuck in the back door. He's a lovely little lad. But he's got autism, so he doesn't speak. So D was the closest we were going to get to some words. That was really good, though, for him to say that. Select. New party policy. Economy, defence, industry, education, social. Let's go with... We're going to go with education, because we're somebody. Tony Blair said education, didn't he? Then promptly sold off some stuff. No. Let's not do politics. Let's not do politics in a political game. I don't know what I'm doing really here. 3 moves. I'm going to say 23. If you're just going to right round the board. It's going right round the board. 1? Don't understand. Party strategy. 1. I gotta do something with... I don't know what I'm doing, guys. Party fortune. You may claim any seat. Okay. Oh, okay. Let's claim Yeovil, 15. I'm not sure where I'm meant to be landing. Is the O seems to be something. So you got like a random thing. If you land in the corners, you can then get a free move to wherever you want to. So we've landed there. So if I do number 1, that takes me to the P, which I think is party policy. Right, so P's party policy. S is something or other. I think I landed on Oh, I don't know. Right, okay. So let's go with economy. I don't know what that does for us, really. Doesn't seem to do anything particularly exciting. I'm going to go 6. Yeah, okay. Right, what's that one? I think this may be the vote for this one. No, I can claim a seat again. To roll dice. Ah. But if you get single dice, you're not going to go over the other... I don't know what's going on. I think I've claimed a few more things there. I'm not entirely sure how. Roll the dice again. It's quite hard. Political broadcast swing is either increased by... Okay, accept yes. Oh no, all the other parties got an increase and I got a decrease. Right, I'm going to roll the dice. Right, I get a free move now. Now if I go for... I went for 1 before, so is that an election again? So if I do 1... Party fortune. No, I don't... Clearly I can't claim a seat that's already there. The one's already been claimed. So if I claim... I don't know, let's say Dundee. It seems to be a game about claiming seats, doesn't it? I'm not entirely sure how it works, though. Right, I'm going to break it now. See if we can break out of it. Ready? Ah, it's exactly what I thought it was. It's a basic program. It's got full of names, look. There's really a political person called... Did you see that? There was one called Skunk. I just flew by. Skunk. I don't a bit of a dodgy one, really. So it's basically it's a great big program about I mean, I could say you can tell it's a basic program from, I think, probably from the way it runs, but yeah. Okay. Well, that was all right, I guess. Should we dare to see if there's anything else on this tape? It's confused me. I'm not entirely sure what was going on with it, to be honest with you. Right, let's see if there's anything else on the tape. I don't think there will be. I'm just fast forwarding a little bit. We'll see if there's anything in there. It's quite a large tape, actually. It's a C60 tape. Or is it C90? C90, I think, actually. With nothing else on it. I say this person was very logical and methodical about their things as well. Just putting in the data where on the one side of it, nothing else. Nope, nothing there. Nope, nothing there. I don't expect anything to be here. So the next thing we'll be trying is Spin Dizzy. I've tried it on pretty much every version of it now, so I'm quite looking forward to trying it on the Spectrum. I think I've played... I actually remember getting this tape, but I can't remember for the life of me. Advanced... Free with the July 19 something, I don't know the date, Advanced Computer Entertainment Ace. I just feels like a magazine that never existed, that was there, but kind of wasn't there for very long. No, we're definitely not. I'm hoping for something. Top 10, maybe on the other side. Might be nice. No, definitely nothing there. Let's just try the other side and see if we can find anything. See if there's anything. See if there's any data. Nope, nothing thus far. Give it a quick fast forward and we'll see. Oh! They just hate this bit. This side Spectrum. Just looking at the Spin Dizzy thing, it says this side Spectrum. It's amazing that though, because that magazine basically had covered the Commodore 64, Spectrum, and Amstrad. But that's a bit of a loser, really, isn't it? Because if you're only going to get one tape or one game on it, oh dear, I think that's it. I'm afraid that's definitely it. Nothing on more on that tape. Just so logical with the way that they do things. It's just unbelievable, really. Right, yeah, but yeah, a bit of a loser though at the time because there was so much vying for our attention in the sense of what went on with various makers and other things. It just seems a bit of an odd one, really, that to have all those things on that. Just grabbing the tape recorder. I'm going to hit the rewind button on the tape that I've just taken out. So just rewinding that. Let's rewind that one. Okay. Oh, I think that's Commodore. Doesn't sound like Specky to me. That's Commodore. I don't think I'd heard of Commodore before. Right, okay, so the Commodore came before the Spectrum on the tape. Oh. I tell you what, your data doesn't sound as nice on the Commodore 64. What's that all about? Listen to that! It's like a cookie monster eating the tape. Oh, Specky. Spectrum. That's definitely a better sound, isn't it? Much better sound. I was one of those kids. Do you know something? We didn't have the Commodore Specky Wars in my playground, I'm afraid to say. Most of the people I lived near, we all had Spectrums. And all those people who had Commodores or Amstrads wished they had Spectrums. So we didn't have the wars because they all kind of wanted a Spectrum. Because there was, I think there was a abundance. It was, yeah, I think as a northerner, it was a northern thing. The northerners had Spectrums, and because they were cheap and everybody had one. So I saw a couple of Ataris knocking around. I didn't see many STs. I only saw Amigas. And I didn't see. I love the fact that they changed the colours from the. By the way, from the yellow and blue to the cyan and the red, that's really nice. I like that. Sorry, as an aside, but we didn't see an awful lot of Atari STs and things. We only saw so those playground wars really didn't happen because we were all Spectrum users for the most part. If you didn't have a Spectrum, you wanted a Spectrum. If you had a Commodore, you wanted a Spectrum for the most part. I only knew about 2 people with one. First game I ever played on the Commodore, though, and I have to admit to this day, still think it's pretty good. However, I still love the Spectrum version, and I love the Amstrad version. Is Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is an absolutely fantastic, wallopingly good game. Just phenomenal. There is a Bruce Lee 2 out there. It's been made for PC. However, it emulates the graphics of the Commodore 64 and the Amstrad CPC, and it looks great, and it really runs well. However, it's a shame it's not actually a physical game that you can download for your Specky. It's because it's far too big. They made a much bigger version of it. I think it's just beyond the 2 machines, unfortunately. But really kind of enjoyable sort of games. But as I say, Commodore and Spectrum Wars and Commodore and Amstrad Wars didn't really happen. My friend had an Amstrad. Amstrad, and I'd go around and play on his Amstrad as much as I'd go around and he'd come around and play on my Spectrum. There wasn't an issue, there wasn't a problem. He was buying the same games that I was buying on the Spectrum, and because he had the green screen version, it was very hard to tell. I had a black and white telly that used to run my Spectrum. I didn't have a colour one. I got a colour one. Good long time later. I sort of hounded my parents for a colour telly. We weren't very particularly well off as a family growing up, and it was kind of expensive. You know, these things were expensive, so I hounded my parents, and they finally got me one. I don't know. I can't remember how old I was. I had a black and white telly for a very long time and used to play on a black and white telly. Oh, well, that seemed pretty commonplace though. My friend lived in a much bigger house than I did, and much more prolific area, or sort of richer area at the time, and he had a black and white telly set up on his desk with his Spectrum as well. So and do you know what? There wasn't a problem. We didn't mind playing on black and white tellies. Do you know what? They quite liked it. I mean, I showed my daughter watched Doctor Who recently, some of the older ones, and they're in black and white, and she quite liked it. She thought it was kind of cool. She was like, it's really cool, you know, sort of, you know, almost vintage and, you know, retro kind of thing. Well, that was my Spectrum growing up, you know, for the most part. All these bright colours and these beautiful things. Didn't really get to enjoy these until sort of, you know, I was slightly older, or I could borrow my parents' telly in the front room, you know, and sort of sit and plug it into there, which did happen occasionally. To be fair, it did happen occasionally. I was allowed to use that, but for my own room and my own Spectrum, that was it, and it was always set up. Do you know the way it was when you had those old sort of desks that you'd get from B&Q and not B&Q, what was it called? MFI. Yeah, we used to call it Made for Idiots, didn't we? Yeah, MFI. You used to get those desks, didn't you, with the little sort of jet, you know, the a couple of shelves on the side, and they were all made of chipboard, and they were absolutely awful. You kicked them and they fell apart. Yeah, I remember those. Those were the days. Anyway, right, okay. Let's change the keys. Yes. Q A O P space. Pause, map, C, S, F. Right, so I've got to remember those. C, change, M for map, S for score, F freeze. No. Right, so this is a game about a probe, I believe. You're a probe, been sent to somewhere to explore and collect gems. It's quite fast moving. I do find it quite tough. Whoa. So you got this little gyroscope thing. What? I'm sure it had some stupid name, this gyroscope, as well. It's a tough game. Oh, God. Horrible. And, you know, these things were really, really tough. But I don't. Do you know, on isometric scale, this is one that I don't mind because you have movement over the whole space. See, this is my major issue with isometric. I like isometric games. I think they were a stunning addition to 8-bit games, that generation. Trying to get that 3D feel, that direction, you know, that 90-degree. Is it 40? No, it's 45-degree turn, isn't it, from an angle? That kind of thing. Brilliant. Looks fantastic. Stunning. But if you can't move around the playing field or the plane sort of smoothly, and you can only go sort of up, down, left, right, and that's it, or sort of, you know, at the angles, basically, it's really difficult. Whereas this game allows you to spin in all different angles and move all over the place, all over the plane, without too much grief, which is great, except for the fact that this game is particularly hard work in the sense of it's very fast moving. That's my gem. Still loads of gems to collect. If that number's right, that's 373 to go. I think there's like 120 rooms in this thing as well, or something stupid like that. It's one of those, you know, it's one of those things where it's got loads of rooms, or it says it's got loads of rooms. Let's go this way. get spinning around here. Whee! Oh, damn. No! Oh, no! I think it's just time, actually, that gets you as well, because I fell off there loads. Am I just losing time for it? No, come on. There we go. We're going for it. No! I think if I press C to change, it should change. Ah! Oh, God. Did I not notice that earlier? Oh, you can change what you look like. Don't know if it changes how you move. F for freeze. Oh, dear. Run out of time now. Freeze. Ah, right. That would be a lot easier to work out. You basically can freeze with and freeze exactly where you're at, so you can do the whole movement. So you kind of have to use. There's a fire button, but it's kind of pointless. You need to do the freeze that goes with it. Press enter. Don't know. It's frozen now. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, so there's some interesting things there. Anyway, I've been your host, Real G19. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye bye now.